What is up, guys? It's Swimmer here, back again with some more Go Battle League action. This time I'm going to be battling in the Kanto Cup. It has been a while since I've recorded a video. Friday I was doing a lot of stuff, clearing out my bag, getting lots of extra bag space for the Kanto event on Saturday, and then Saturday I was all day catching. I didn't battle at all. And then Sunday I just needed a break, so been back at it the past couple days. And Kanto Cup, because there's no impact to your end of season ranking here, it's really a good time to just have fun and test out some new things. So I'm going with a team that I don't think is going to work all that well, but it has been pretty fun. It's Ninetales on the lead. Blastoise in the back, and then Alolan Muck on the safe swap. Um, I've run this actually with both Kanto Ninetales and Alolan Ninetales. It seems that when you run it with Kanto Ninetales, you're definitely going to face a Dragonair on the lead. And when you run it with Alolan Ninetales, you're definitely going to face an Alolan Marowak on the lead. So just keep that in mind. Um, but yeah, can run either way. Really, the biggest difference is Alolan Marowak on the Alolan Ninetales is a really, really bad matchup, whereas Kanto Ninetales is pretty even against it. And so you do have double coverage for that in the back, but it means that winning switching advantage becomes very, very important. Because it really doesn't even matter how much energy Alolan Ninetales has. It can't hurt Alolan Marowak. Uh, but then if you have Kanto Ninetales, Pokemon like a Dragonair is an absolute nightmare for you to deal with. And things like a Water Gun Lapras get a little bit trickier as well, which I've seen a few of. So let's go ahead and get right into the battles, though. First, we're going to be starting with Kanto Ninetales, so we'll have to see how this goes. Again, I'm not sure. I don't think this is going to work all that well, but I've had a Blastoise for a long time that I've wanted to be able to use, and I can finally give it Hydro Cannon, so just happy to be able to use it. I'm going to swap out of the first matchup here on the Surf and catch the Surf on the Alolan Muck. They stay in. This is definitely going to be a Wild Charge. Oh, it's actually another Surf, so pretty surprised they end up coming into their Machamp. So this is fine, I guess. Shadow Machamp is really tough for this team to deal with. No matter what Ninetales you have, Alolan Ninetales does a little bit better job, but really your best matchup against Machamp is Blastoise. Here I go into my Ninetales because I do have loaded energy. But I'm going to shield this up because the cross chop would deal quite a lot of damage. They're probably going to let this go. I should have undercharged it, or I should have thrown right away. I just wasn't keeping good enough track of how much energy that Machamp had. Then I'm spamming the swap here, but I get some lag, and I can't actually swap out to catch this Surf. So that's going to take me out, which is really bad. I had a lot of loaded energy there. The Weather Ball might have even KO'd. But I'm going to look to farm them down now. But this is definitely going to be Wild Charge. And that's going to be a good game. Yeah, they're going to swap into a Alolan Muck, but we need 2 Hydro Cannons to land on this to take it out. They have a shield still. Didn't really matter. Even if I'd gotten the damage off with the Ninetales, I don't think I would have won. Maybe I would have been able to farm down before they got to the Wild Charge, and it would have at least been close. But, yeah, I don't know. I was just in tough there. Mew is a really tricky Pokemon to deal with in general, and I can't wait till I actually get my own Great League Mew. So Hypno on the lead here. What I'm going to try and do is catch a move onto the Alolan Muck, but again, my timing wasn't great there. I swapped after 4 confusions instead of 5. Very rookie mistake, to be honest. And it's just, I'm a little bit rusty because it has been a few days, it seems, so I guess I'm losing it quickly. But they come in with Snorlax, which is totally fine with me because we're resisting the lick damage. I'm going to go ahead and no-shield this first Body Slam. It does come through. And then likely going to look to no-shield this as well. Yeah, I'm going to let this go, and then look to aggressively farm down this Snorlax with the Blastoise. Blastoise with energy and shields is really, really dangerous. The water gun damage adds up quite a lot, and Hydro Cannon is just such a strong move, so we're okay to take a Body Slam there because Blastoise is quite tanky. Hypno comes in. They've done 5 confusions, so I'm going to go ahead and I tried to swap there, but I know this is going to be a Thunder Punch, so I'm going to shield it up. They're going to do 2 more confusions, and then I'm going to swap and throw the Weather Ball. So this should be a CMP tie, and I catch the Thunder Punch, so we are able to get the shield from the Hypno. This is definitely going to be a Thunder Punch. Yeah, it is a Thunder Punch, and it looks like they undercharged that too. Maybe the swap there got them a little bit tilted. So Alolan Marowak is coming in. I'm going to go straight for the Psyshock here. I want to get off some chip damage, but my Blastoise will have a very good matchup against this in the back. This is probably going to be Bone Club. It is a Bone Club, and it looks like they actually undercharged it again, but I think that was a mistake on my opponent's side because it lets me get to this next Psyshock. Whereas if they hadn't undercharged it, I wouldn't have been able to get to that Psyshock, and I don't think I would have been able to farm down this Alolan Marowak without throwing a move. So as it is, I am able to farm down. I have the Hydro Cannon ready for the Hypno coming in. This is going to take them out, and that's going to be a good game. So really tight matchup there. Again, that Alolan Marowak in the back, having that Blastoise is just such a dominating matchup that's really strong if you can land it. So that was definitely nice to be able to line that up. All right, Lapras in the lead. And it is a Water Gun Lapras, so I'm going to have to swap out of here. This is a bit of a problem, to be honest. Blastoise is a neutral matchup. Because it's Water Gun, I know that Alolan Muck will outpace, but I was pretty slow to swap in, so I don't know that I actually will outpace it in the long run. They let the Sludge Wave go through, which is really nice for me. Then they come in with Dragonair, and I'm able to get to this Dark Pulse. I really hope they don't shield, because Dragonair is a nightmare for this team. They don't shield, they do farm down, but that's totally fine. We're going to come in with Blastoise and look to aggressively farm this down with Water Gun. We're definitely going to have to shield a move here. I am going to shield the first one here just in case they have Dragon Pulse. It's more likely that they have Wrap. They do show Wrap now, so the second move I can safely no-shield because it will definitely be either a Wrap or an Aqua Tail. Just another Wrap, and we are able to farm down for a lot of energy. Lapras comes back in. Going to go for a Hydro Cannon bait here. Does not quite KO. I was hoping to swap there and Fire Spin down, but they actually get off the Surf. So I'm going to go ahead and shield that. Then Water Gun down. It's Alolan Marowak in the back. This is going to come down to the wire, but they have 2 shields still, I think, which is just too much. We're not going to be able to take them out. Yeah, here comes the second shield we're going to be able to get. But now we're going to swap out, and we just are not going to be able to outpace this Alolan Marowak. If they go for back-to-back Shadow Bones, then it's game over. They actually go for Bone Club first, so I do have a slim chance here. If they go for another Bone Club, then I will be able to survive that and win. The Psyshock does connect. I needed to get to another Psyshock. A Weather Ball definitely would have not been enough. They actually do go for the Shadow Bone there, and I barely survive. And I'm not able to get to that next Psyshock there. So, argument could be made that I should have thrown the Weather Ball, but I don't think Weather Ball would have been enough. I definitely needed to try and go for that Psyshock. So, really close game, really well played by my opponent. Alright, Alolan Graveler is a nightmare for this team. I've been seeing a lot of it actually fairly recently, so it's leading me to believe that this is not a great team. I'm going to go ahead and shield here, and I correctly shield the Stone Edge, which is pretty great. They actually almost always bait in that scenario, so I'm very glad that I shielded that successfully. I'm going to go ahead and throw the Dark Pulse, going to throw another Dark Pulse here, and likely they won't double shield this yet. No, they do let it go through. That's quite good for us. They need to throw a Stone Edge in order to take us out. It is another Stone Edge, so that's going to take us out, but we can come in now with Blastoise and look to farm this down. They definitely aren't going to be able to get to another Stone Edge. Coming in with Blastoise, they actually swap out into Alolan Muck, and I'm going to go ahead and throw the Hydro Cannon here. And what I'm looking to do is get this within Weather Ball range. Going to go ahead and swap in the Alolan Ninetales now. And I'm not going to shield this first move. It is a Dark Pulse. So this actually puts us in a pretty good spot because I'm going to shield this and then look to aggressively farm this down. And we are able to farm down. So we'll have to see what comes in. And we just need to make sure we don't throw energy into this Alolan Graveler. However, my opponent does an amazing swap there. They swap in the Alolan Graveler on the right after hitting one counter, so I didn't throw right away because I wanted to make sure they didn't come in with the Graveler. So after one counter, they threw. However, I am still able to get to the Psyshock and force the shield. They throw the Cross Chop, and that's not going to be enough damage. They definitely needed to go for the Rock Slide there. Cross Chop is slightly more energy efficient, but Rock Slide does slightly more damage. Given that they were only going to get to one move, Rock Slide was the play, and as a result, I'm barely able to get to the Hydro Cannon to KO the Machamp, and I managed to keep the win there. So very nice play by my opponent, getting the Sack Swap on the Alolan Graveler, but then I think they made a mistake by throwing the Cross Chop instead of the Rock Slide. Alright, looking for another match here. And we have one. Akadai 813. Ninetales into Ninetales, except the Alolan kind. This is a very good matchup for us. They swap into Snorlax. What I'm going to do here is throw a Weather Ball to soften this up a little bit. And basically I just want to get this into like Dark Pulse range and come in with the Alolan Muck. If I don't win swap here, it's not the end of the world. So I'm not actually going to shield this. Oh, sorry, I am going to shield this one, and then I'm going to look to build up to close to 2 Dark Pulses. I want to have a lot of residual energy so that I can threaten the Dunk or the Sludge Wave on the Alolan Ninetales. They do decide to shield. We CMP tie here, or fake CMP tie. They're half a turn ahead. I know this won't KO, and I'm able to get to this next Dark Pulse. If they shield, I can come in and farm down aggressively with my Blastoise. If they don't shield, it would take them out. So Blastoise is going to be able to farm this down very aggressively here. Yeah, Blastoise is going to get a lot of energy. Not going to shield up the Body Slam here. Definitely not going to do as much damage as something else that they've got in the back. Pretty confident there. And able to have a Hydro Cannon ready for this Alolan Ninetales. I'm going to go ahead and throw one of them here. This is probably going to deal about half of its health. Yeah, it does about half. And then we're going to swap out. It's an Alolan Marowak in the back. So it looks like Blastoise is going to be our key to victory here. Not going to shield anything that this Alolan Marowak throws at my Ninetales. I am going to make sure that I get off some good Psyshock damage here. I definitely want to get off both of these Psyshocks. And then able to get to another one here. And now they're very low. They're definitely overcharging here, though. and I made a mistake here. I thought that the Fire Spin going through would KO, so I shielded, but it does not, and they have back-to-back Bone Clubs, so it's not great for us. And this next Bone Club is going to take us out. However, we are able to Water Gun down, and we've got the Hydro Cannon ready now, which is going to be more than enough to take out the Alolan Ninetales. So it doesn't really matter there. We just had way too much energy on that Blastoise, and that's a case there where you can see if I had Alolan Ninetales on the lead and had to go into that Alolan Marowak matchup with Alolan Ninetales, it would be a very, very different game. Alright, we are going to swap now to using Alolan Ninetales, so you'll have to excuse the image in my top right here. I'm not using Kanto Ninetales for these battles. It will be Alolan Ninetales. And I'm going to be running with Powder Snow, Weather Ball, and Dazzling Gleam. We see an Alolan Muck on the lead, and they actually swap out right away into Lapras. I go into my own Muck. I'm not sure if this is the right call. Lapras is a pretty tricky Pokemon to deal with this team. We're not going to shield the Surf. Going to go for a Dark Pulse here. Really hoping to get a shield, to be honest. We don't get a shield, so in hindsight, definitely would have been better to go for the Sludge Wave. But at this point, we're just going to let the Surf go and look to very aggressively farm with the Blastoise because we will be resisting all the moves. They throw here after 5 Ice Shards, so I know this is just a Surf and I don't need a shield. So the Surf doesn't do very much damage at all. Blastoise is quite tanky, as is Lapras. This is 3 more Ice Shards, so it's another Surf. And we've got 2 Hydro Cannons ready, so we're actually going to swap into Ninetales now and look to farm down and get some energy back on Ninetales. They come in with an Alolan Graveler, so this is going to be really interesting. We're very far ahead on energy, but we do not want to be taking those Rock Charge moves. They sneak an extra Volt Switch through, which is really not good for us. This Weather Ball is likely not going to get shielded, but yet we don't get the shield there. We've gotten them fairly low. And then I'm going to no-shield this. What I'm hoping is that they throw the Rock Blast, which they do. That allows us to get to another Weather Ball. This is either going to KO or get the second shield. Either one is fine with me. And we've got 2 Hydro Cannons loaded on Blastoise. So we're going to throw one. I know that we're going to have to shield up a charge move here. Totally fine, though, because this Hydro Cannon is going to be more than enough damage to KO. And I know that they've got a very low Lapras and a Alolan Muck in the back. Alolan Muck cannot snarl us down. They try to go for the sack swap there when Alolan Muck was getting the charge move. We're going to be able to shield up the Dark Pulse here. And now we've got back-to-back Hydro Cannons again. So this is going to definitely be enough damage to take out that Muck. First one gets it quite low. Next one here is going to be able to take it out. And that's going to be a good game. So what you guys saw there was, even though I lost Switch against that Lapras, I was able to come in with Blastoise, and because that Lapras did not build up to Skull Bash, I could very safely farm for a ton of energy on Blastoise, and then Blastoise was a wrecking crew late game. So I was able to farm up to 2 Hydro Cannons on Blastoise, and then swap into my Alolan Ninetales, and also farm up energy on Alolan Ninetales. So Alolan Ninetales into Hypno here. This is a fairly neutral matchup unless they're running Fire Punch, but my opponent makes a very good swap into Dugong, especially because I threw at kind of a random time. I'm going to go into my Alolan Muck just because I know I can get to a Dark Pulse before I get hit by an Icy Wind. So able to get an undebuffed Dark Pulse off. And then this Icy Wind is going to come through. Not going to deal a ton of damage. We're definitely going to be able to get to another Dark Pulse. An argument could be made that I should have gone up for the Sludge Wave there, but I wanted to make sure I got it off before they got to another charge move, because Icy Wind does alternate between 5 and 4. This Icy Wind is going to take us out, and then we're just going to come back in with Alolan Ninetales and look to recoup some of that energy we lost. So we're able to get in like 5 or 6 weather or powder snows, so it really didn't end up making too much difference in the end that we did not get to throw that energy into Hypno. We do land the Dazzling Gleam on the Lapras. That's quite big. I swap it in here on the Blastoise to catch the Surf. This should definitely be Surf. Yeah, we successfully catch, but the Hypno is going to be able to come in now, and the Thunder Punches are definitely going to add up. I'm going to throw the Hydro Cannon here, and then I make a gut call here. Basically, I need Blastoise to be able to survive a Thunder Punch and make it to a Hydro Cannon without getting farmed down. So I can live 2 Confusions, and then I just barely can't get to the Hydro Cannon. So that's definitely going to be game over for me. I needed to be able to get to that Hydro Cannon if I wanted a chance at winning this game. As it happens, though, we're going to have to shield up one of these Thunder Punches. They've definitely got another one ready here. So not going to shield up this one. I really need to survive and then hope that I can make it here. And I mean, I'm going to go for the Weather Ball bait, but honestly, I should have just gone for the Dazzling Gleam, because what you guys are going to see is my opponent does not shield. Even though I had the energy for the Dazzling Gleam and I'd already shown it earlier, so really, really risky play by my opponent. But I mean, kudos to them for making that call, but if I had thrown the Dazzling Gleam there, I actually might have been able to win that game. Because I might have been able to farm down that Hypno. So, really close game. But very well played by my opponent. And the Lapras is just, it's pretty tricky, to be honest. And I think another mistake there was when I swapped into Alolan Muck onto the Lapras, it also took away my best Hypno counter. So I probably should have saved the Alolan Muck for the Hypno in the back, knowing that it was there. And maybe the better play is to go into my Blastoise. Yes, Blastoise gets outpaced to the Skull Bash, but at least it's a sort of neutral-ish matchup. Alright, Alolan Ninetales into Muck. This is a pretty neutral matchup. You need to watch out for the Sludge Wave, but the Dark Pulse is not at all threatening. The Snarls are resisted. So I'm going to throw the Weather Ball here and then swap into my own Alolan Muck, hoping to catch a move. We do manage to catch a move, which is very good for us. It's a Sludge Wave, which doesn't deal too much damage, and Machamp comes in. We're going to be able to get to a Sludge Wave on this Machamp to force a shield. They do shield. No sense in throwing Dark Pulse there because you're only going to get to one move. And now we're in a bit of a tricky spot. We're going to come in with Blastoise because the water gun damage does add up. But we're going to no-shield the Cross Chop, and now we have to shield this next one. And we really need whatever they have in the back to be weak to Alolan Ninetales. So we're going to swap in now, go for the Weather Ball here. Hopefully they let this go and we can take out the Machamp. They do decide to shield though, and then they do decide to throw some energy. We're going to shield this up. Because they shielded, I'm hoping that means that they're weak in the back, but it's an Alolan Marowak, so this is game over. I needed to come back in to the Machamp with Alolan Ninetales, given that they had an AWAC in the back. But I was very worried about the Rock Slide, so I went into the Blastoise knowing that I would be able to tank one Cross Chop much easier. But this is just, they were able to completely farm down. They've got way too much energy here. They're going to be able to hit us with a Bone Club. That's going to be a good game, and we're not going to be able to take that. So that's a situation there where the Alolan Ninetales, if it gets stuck against an Alolan Marowak, it's just not a good time. I mean, it's almost worth running Psyshock explicitly for that situation, because it's the only way that you have any hope of having any sort of positive result from that matchup. Alright, Kanto Ninetales, very not good for us, so we're going to swap into Alolan Muck. They're throwing a Weather Ball here, so I'm actually going to let this go, and I'm going to see what they want to do. Going to build up some more, and then they actually swap out into Lapras here on the Dark Pulse. So fortunately, it's not resisted, so pretty good that they didn't come into like their own little muck or something. I'm gonna go for the Sludge Wave to KO or get a shield. We do get the shield, which is decent for us. And then because I know that they've got that Kanto Ninetales, I need to come into Alolan Ninetales here. I need to basically hope that double shielded Blastoise in the back can win this game for me. Going to go straight up for the Dazzling Gleam here. I know this Surf won't KO. Does put us low, but again, Blastoise is my key to victory here, so going to go for the Dazzling Gleam. This KOs the Lapras, and we're going to swap straight away into that Blastoise, and we'll have to see what they've got in the back. It's a Golbat in the back, which should be okay for us. I'm going to go for a Hydro Cannon here after building up to the Ice Beam. And so we do get a shield, so we now have shields down, and we just need to hopefully be able to get to another Hydro Cannon here, but they throw again. I'm almost positive this is a Poison Fang, but I shield anyways, thinking that it's more important to make sure that I don't get too low, that I can get fast attacks down. What you guys are going to see is that they're able to get to a Psyshock here, and because this is a Shadow Ninetales, it's going to do quite a lot of damage. I'm actually going to barely be able to get it, but that was super, super close. I definitely think that no shielding one of the Poison Fangs would have been the better play, so I could shield up that Psyshock. So able to pull that one out because Blastoise is a monster, but really, really well played by my opponent to make it that close. Alright, so one more battle here. Was 3-2 with Kanto Ninetales. So far, 2-2 with Alolan Ninetales, so we'll see if we can get to the 3-2 mark as well. Snorlax on the lead. This is a pretty neutral matchup. We're going to go ahead and stay in this for now. What we want to do is do some nice chip damage, probably get it into Dark Pulse range. Going to build up here to the Dazzling Gleam, hoping to draw a shield if we can. Well, they don't shield, but they are in Dark Pulse range, so I'm going to swap out now. This is likely just going to be a Body Slam. I think it's a little early for Superpower. It is Body Slam. And we'll see if they want to stay in. We're not going to farm up too much extra because I know that they did have a fairly sizable energy advantage, and I don't want to take another Body Slam. It's a Alolan Raichu that they come in with, so this is a big tell that whatever they have in the back is very weak to Alolan Muck, because there's no way that you come in with Alolan Raichu otherwise. So we're going to go for a Dark Pulse here. Definitely going to be forcing the shield or one-shotting the Raichu. And they're actually looking to farm down, and we're going to be able to get to another Dark Pulse to get the next shield. And then I'm trying to swap here into my Ninetales to get off a Weather Ball before they can get off their own energy. However, we're not able to, so we're going to go ahead and shield up the Thunder Punch and then throw the Weather Ball ourselves. This is definitely going to be enough damage to take them out. They're very squishy. And then they have an Alolan Marowak in the back. We have a Blastoise. That is going to be good game. There's really not much that they could do there, but they were very, very weak to Alolan Marowak in the back. So honestly, I'm pretty surprised that they did not shield up the Snorlax against the Alolan Marowak, because they were so weak to it in the back. They really needed that Snorlax to take out the Alolan Muck. So, but able to go 3-2. So again, okay team, not amazing, but pretty fun to use. And I've really wanted to try using Blastoise in the Great League for a long time. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.